Did you ever wonder what it's like to converge during a secret war? Well, you're about to find out. Ladies and gentlemen, it's a podcast. Hello, everybody, and welcome back finally to It's a Podcast. And with me today is my awesome co-host who always co-hosts with me. He's the co-host with the most. He is Brent.
I think I might be a co-host.
Yes, you.
You said it enough times. Hey guys, how is everybody? It's just you and me. I don't know who I'm asking. All you out there, all you wonderful people.
Yes, and
Nice.
today
It's nice to not hear you or see you, but it's nice for you to hear me.
they'll reply to you in the comments below or wherever you post this on.
It's nice to read you.
It's nice to read you all. And today, It's a Podcast is officially back from its long hiatus. And It's a Podcast. I've reformatted the show. Instead of it being a monthly series, it's going to be a podcast I do from time to time, hopefully with Brand. If not, there might be somewhere I do alone, and it will be covering major events going on in comic books. And right now, we have two major events that are about to begin from both DC and Marvel. We are going to be stepping into Convergence for April and May with DC, and that's going to end the New 52 and lead into Divergence, which we're not talking about on this show. And then with Marvel, starting in May, thank you, Secret Wars begins. And Secret Wars is, I believe, going to be a year-long event, if I'm correct.
Mm-hmm. You are correct.
Yes, it will be a year-long. Really? Because if it's 2 issues a month and there's only 8 issues of Secret Wars...
Hickman said that it was going to be a 12-month thing. That's unless that's changed. That was the original plan.
We'll say it's a year, and if we're wrong, everybody go blame Hickman.
Yeah.
It's not us. Maybe he meant Battle World is going to be a year long.
Maybe.
Because Secret Wars is only 8 issues. But anyway, besides that, maybe there'll be something that comes after Secret Wars. So we don't know yet. But we will be talking about both. But we're going to start with the event that literally will be starting tomorrow. DC Comic Convergence. Issue 0 comes out on Wednesday. And then once a week for the next 8 weeks, we'll be getting a Convergence book and a bunch of tie-ins. All the main series have stopped, except for the first week of April. We're getting some annuals. And a few issues that are a little bit behind. But for the most part, it's all Convergence.
And
so
of course,
Brent,
the weekly series. Yeah.
Yeah. So, Brent, the weekly series are ending this week. I'm very happy about that. I will say that. Thank you, God. It's been a year for Batman Eternal. I'm glad it's over. So, Brent, before we get into the books, your thoughts. Convergence issue 0 through 4 will be for the month of April. What are your thoughts on the Convergence event in whole?
It's an event that I'm very curious about. We've all talked about on various shows and things how we feel about the whole DC New 52 and that new status quo that we've been in for the past 5 years, and all that. So it's interesting to see that things are changing. I'm curious to see how drastic those changes will be. How much of the New 52 remains, how much of previous universes come into play. So I mean that's really my whole take on it. I'm cautiously optimistic about it, but as I say, cautiously, because I'm still kind of fearing that it's going to be kind of a chaotic mess by the time we get through this. But I'm hoping that it at least, what my hope for it is that it gives both old DC readers and current DC readers something like a compromise, like we've always kind of wanted, some kind of meshing of these worlds so we can all enjoy it.
I agree. When they mention Convergence, a lot of people are like, buy the books. support the old DCU and they'll bring it back. And I want to believe that. I wanted to believe that for so long, but the truth of the matter is they've already given us a peek ahead, Divergence, and it's very apparent that they're going right back to the new DCU.
Yeah.
However, since you're talking about Convergence, and I agree with 90% of what you said, I'm gonna go to, actually 95%, I'm gonna go to the after effects. Apparently something's gonna happen with Convergence, and during Divergence and for the status quo of DC, other than a handful of books, all other books are not connected to continuity anymore, meaning they could take place in any universe. So we could be seeing at some point some old DC books, some old DCU stories. We'll be seeing Earth 2, obviously. We're going to be seeing a lot of stuff after Convergence. And I'm worried. I can't lie and say that I'm confident. I am worried because, since 1986, DC's been one universe. And then, Infinite Crisis happened in the early 2000s, and we got the multiverse back. And then Flashpoint happened, which was basically a poor man's version of Crisis, and it changed everything. After Convergence, there's going to be some major ramifications, also major changes, which also has me nervous. Convergence is bringing back a lot of the superheroes that I haven't seen in 5 years. And I just got used to the new DC universe, and I finally got over losing all these characters, and now they're getting put right back in front of my face for 2 months. Not just 1 month, but 2 months. My Superboy, my Superman, these are characters that have the 75 years of history attached to them. And I don't know how I'm going to feel after Convergence, and I hope that by the end of Convergence my mind will remain open and I'll be going back to the new DCU, not completely hating it like I did when it first started. I hope that Convergence doesn't, reignite that flame of the old DC universe should still be around. Because if it does, it's going to take me a very long time to get back into a lot of DC comic books. Other than, of course, Superman, which I read no matter what, even if it hurts. And it's hurting.
Yeah. I think the interesting thing is that the thing that fans have been clamoring for ever since the New 52 began was bring back the old DC universe. And, whether this was in the plans from the beginning or not, the fact is that they have actually listened in a way. They are trying to please both sets of readers, the new readers that came on with the New 52, which, we know some, I started reading more consciously with the New 52, even though I was reading a little bit before, a few years before. So I know
Mike Slayer.
Mike Spider Slayer, definitely. There are a lot of readers that came into DC with this because it was like, okay, we don't have to follow these 70 years of continuity. We can just dive in with these new stories and pick it up from there. So they want to please both sets of readers and not alienate anybody. And I think they're at least trying to do what the fans want.
Yeah.
Even if it is a confusing, kind of chaotic way to do it, I really do give them credit this time around that they are actually trying to do something positive. And it's going to be interesting to see all these different worlds, pre-New 52 stories, playing out in these 2 issues for April and May, and then to see what goes forward and what stays and what leaves, if we're going to be left with multiple Supermen, whatever. We don't know how it's all going to play out in the long run. So we've already seen costume changes and stuff going forward, and we don't know what's going on. And that's kind of exciting, though. It's kind of exciting not knowing what's coming.
Yeah. With DC, this is something we're used to. If you're a DC comic long-term reader, I started in 98, but I worked my way backwards, so I technically started back with the first Crisis. This is a known thing. Every 5 to 10 years, DC Comics has to have some type of a crisis where they shake things up. And Marvel started that trend, but they do it every year now. But DC has a special way of doing things to shake up the universe to keep it ever so much changing. And I understand that, and it's fun sometimes, but when you get like Flashpoint, where there was a drastic change, yes, it brought in new readers, but it alienated the old, and now DC wants the old and the new because a lot of the new readers have moved on to indie books and Marvel, and very few have stayed with the New 52. But the ones that did stay with the New 52, they don't want to lose because there's a very high percentage of New 52 readers still. Right. So I agree with you. You got to please both audiences, and that's why I'm glad they're going with the multiverse after Convergence. Hopefully we'll see some old DCU books pop up, maybe by September. Never know. But I'm kind of glad that we're keeping the New 52 and trying to touch a little bit of the old DC universe also. We need the history in some books at least.
I think it would be aggravating, like beyond belief, for those that started with the New 52 and carried on through these several years.
40 issues for a lot of the main series.
Right, 40 issues. That's 40 weeks. That's a long time to. Well, actually, more than 40 weeks with the
40
breaks
months
here and there. I'm sorry, 40 months. More than 40, even more than that because we had the breaks for like Villains Month and so on and so forth.
Yes.
But anyway, it would be a long time for those dedicated, devoted readers to invest in all these books and then boom, it was all a dream kind of thing and just take it away. Even though it is a different, it's obviously a different Earth. But, still, just to take it away and do away with it completely would be a disservice to those fans. So it's a really hard line they're having to ride.
Yeah. So, I guess we'll have to wait and see what happens after. But Convergence definitely has my attention. Mm-hmm. And Mike and I are going to be getting every single issue. We're treating this event like it is a monthly event, even though it's 2 months. There aren't that many books. Other than the main weekly series, which is a 2-month-long weekly series. So, we just finished one weekly series and jumped right into another, but the good news is it's not 3. It's 1 book a week.
Yeah.
So it's not bad. And only the first issue and issue 0 are $5 to my knowledge.
Yeah, it looks like it.
So, not too bad. So we just talked about Convergence. So Convergence 0 through 4, it starts the main series. That's the main event. It's 1 book a week for the first 4 weeks of the month. And now we go into the single issues. There are 2 parts. 1 part in April, 1 part in May. Mm-hmm. First, we've got the Atom. There's a mysterious voice in Ray Palmer's head. Does that mean the Atom is going mad? To find out what's really going on, he'll have to go down a road that will pit him against the ever-deadly Deathstroke. I'm interested. It's definitely the old DCU Atom. So I'll definitely be reading this one and enjoying it.
I mean, like you said, on Comic Frontline we're going to try to cover all these, so we're all going to try to talk about as many of these as possible. This is one that's not as interesting to me. I was never a huge Ray Palmer fan anyway, so the last Atom series I read was I can't think of his name.
Scott Lang?
No, that's Ant-Man.
Wow, I'm good.
No, I cannot think of his name.
I can't either, but I know what you mean. It wasn't Ray Palmer. It was the person that took over for him for a time.
Right, yeah. I read that series and I did enjoy it, but I don't know.
All right,
Not sure about this one. Yeah, go ahead.
All right, so we're basically split. I'm a yes, you're a no. I'm getting all of them, but I won't be reading all of them. Michael and me will be sharing them. All right, up next we got Batgirl. After a year living under the confinement of the Dome, Stephanie Brown isn't sure she wants to be Batgirl again. But when she's attacked by Catman and Gorilla Grodd from the world of Flashpoint, she's forced to put on the cape and cowl to fight alongside Red Robin, pre-New 52, and Cassandra Cain, pre-New 52.
Yeah, this one is interesting to me. I wish it was a different writer. I wish it was Brian K. Miller writing this book.
Oh, yeah.
Because, he had a in my opinion, legendary run on the Batgirl series when Stephanie Brown was Batgirl. But it's very cool for me to see Stephanie Brown as Batgirl again. It's interesting that they're throwing in Flashpoint characters into this story, though.
I like it, yeah.
I do, too,
definitely.
yeah.
I'm looking forward to reading this one.
Yeah, and having Tim Drake in there as well.
The
I
original
like.
Tim Drake, yeah.
Yeah, the original Tim Drake with Stephanie Brown. I like this dynamic. I can't wait for this one. This one I'm really excited for.
Mm. All right, up next we got Batman and Robin #1, starring heroes from pre-Flashpoint. I didn't notice that until right now, but all of them say that mostly. If it says something different, I'll mention it.
Yeah, the first, yeah, these all, I think they all do
Okay.
for this month. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh no, some of them are different. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
When I get to the different ones, I will mention it.
Yes. Sorry.
Being trapped in a dome city makes for a tense, inescapable family reunion as Batman struggles to keep the friction between Damian Wayne and Jason Todd from exploding. And this is pre-New 52 characters.
Yeah. So Jason Todd as Red Hood, he had just come back, and Damian, of course, is still very volatile at this point. But, saying that is, the Batman titles didn't really change that much.
They didn't. So the characters are mostly going to be the same.
Yeah.
I would think.
We should mention, because these past two books have mentioned it, that everybody's under this big dome thing.
Yeah.
So it's kind of, I don't know how that comes into play. I don't think there's been a lot talked about with that. It's just that all these worlds are converging into this giant dome thing. So it's kind of like we're getting both things in Secret Wars and Convergence. It's kind of similar in a way.
Yeah, it's like a big battle world, but it's under a dome here.
Yeah.
And it's only lasting 2 months.
Right.
So, and then everything goes back to normal. Quote unquote normal. Alright, next we got Harley Quinn #1. Pre-Flashpoint DCU. Life for Harley Quinn has become downright normal over the last year. Will she be ready to go nuts when Catwoman and Poison Ivy draft her to fight Captain Carrot? This one is, as funny as it is, I think this one I'm going to pass along to Mike.
I figured you would say that. I mean, it's Harley.
But it is the Sirens. I will say that.
That's what I was going to say. I was hoping to be more like the Gotham City Sirens, more that tone, and it may be. I don't know, but fighting Captain Carrot, I don't know.
That's where I kind of said no.
Yeah.
All right, next we got Justice League, starring heroes from pre-Flashpoint again. The Justice League story you never expected to see begin when Supergirl, Zatanna, Vixen, and Jade. This sounds like the female Justice League. Hey, there's your answer for the female Avengers. Attend Jesse Quick's baby shower, which apparently turns into a life and death struggle with Flashpoint Aquaman.
Yeah, that's interesting because, as we know, Flashpoint Aquaman, not such a nice guy.
Ew, exactly. I'm looking forward to that book.
Yep.
All right, next we got Nightwing Oracle #1. This is pre-Flashpoint again. Just as they finally reunited, the romance between Dick Grayson and Barbara Gordon is sentenced to execution by Flashpoint Hawkman and Hawkwoman.
But who's writing this?
Gail Simone.
Yes, writing Nightwing and Oracle. You can't go wrong with that, in my opinion.
No, you can't. I'm excited. I want to read it. Read it now. All right, next we got The Question. Pre-Flashpoint. So this is the female question.
Yeah, Renee Montoya.
Who? I'm sorry?
Renee Montoya.
There you go. Two-Face is fighting another world's Harvey Dent, and it's up to Renee Montoya as the Question to help him beat the odds. This one I might give to Michael also, because as much as I love Renee, I'm going to be reading a lot of books.
Yeah, okay, Greg Rucka is writing this, and I think Greg Rucka is a fantastic writer.
Yes, he is.
And he really gets like cop stories, so he's a perfect writer for this character. But at the same time, if it's anything like those backup stories in Detective Comics pre-New 52, I would lose interest with it, and that's the sad thing. But I have faith in Greg Rucka, so I might try this one.
Yeah. Anything that Michael reads, I'll still look into, especially because I'm going to be doing on Comic Frontline, actually starting this weekend with issue 0 of Convergence. I will be doing a weekly rundown of all the Convergence books. Mini review, but not really a review, more of just a rundown of what's going on.
Right.
Alright, so next we got Speed Force, starring heroes from pre-Flashpoint again. The fastest family alive loses its powers as Wally West and his kids... Sorry, I had to swallow there. face an uncertain future while trapped away from home. Will they be able to outrun the chaos that follows the arrival of Flashpoint Wonder Woman? Plus, don't miss the most unexpected Zoo Crew character of all.
More Captain Carrot stuff going on there. But again, Flashpoint Wonder Woman, not a nice lady.
No, she's not. And it's Wally West.
Yes.
Our Wally West.
Yeah, my Flash.
Exactly. My Flash too, by the way.
Yeah. So.
Because I started reading after I was born in '86, so Wally technically is my Flash.
Yeah, Wally's the. Yeah, Barry was gone when I started reading too. So.
Yeah. All right. Next, we've got this title, this costume. Oh man, I'm ready.
And the writer, right?
And Dan Jurgens is writing it. This is man, yeah, man, I'll kick you. Superman #1, written by Dan Jurgens. I'm so excited for this. A powerless Superman is called upon to protect Gotham City and his pregnant wife, Lois Lane. The one part of that sentence I don't like is the word pregnant. That never spells good things.
Well, no, it was just a video game.
I'm gonna kick you.
Oh, sure. Yeah, that'd be interesting, though. It's pre-New 52.
It's Dan Jurgens writing Superman.
It's Dan Jurgens, yeah, right. So
I'm excited. Titans #1, which I believe is your Titans, because I started with the Jeff Johns Teen Titans.
Jeff Johns Teen Titans is actually the team I prefer, honestly.
Oh, okay. Well, the team before our preferred team, we have Starfire and Donna Troy track down Arsenal, who had retreated after the loss of his arm and death of his daughter, but what they find is more terrifying than they ever could have expected.
Yeah, because that was a dark time for him.
I'm glad they kind of undid that.
Yeah, me too. And I'm not really keen on revisiting it, to be honest.
Now this one, Aquaman, is not pre-Flashpoint. This is starring 0 Hour heroes. For those of you that don't remember 0 Hour, 0 Hour happened because of something Parallax did.
Right.
So it has Aquaman has lost his home, his powers, and his hand, but now he faces his most difficult challenge, a battle to finish with death blow. This is totally 100% Michael's book. I'm just nothing in this for me.
Again,
whatsoever.
handless Aquaman was kind of, I don't know. I think people had mixed feelings about this era of Aquaman.
Yeah.
So I'll leave it at that.
Then we got Batman Shadow of the Bat, which is another book Mike's probably going to be reading, possibly. Heroes from 0 Hour here. Fresh out of recovery from a broken back, Bruce Wayne infiltrates the organized crime underworld, but the outlaw sent to to test his mettle is none other than Azrael.
See, I'm actually interested in this mainly because Larry Hama is writing it, and Larry Hama is the guy that writes G.I. Joe, and I'm a fan of his. And this actually sounds interesting. I was really into Batman during the whole Azrael stuff, so I'll check this one out.
Gotcha. Catwoman, and this is 0 Hour again. A year under the dome can change anyone, even Catwoman. She set aside her life of crime to become the protector of Suicide Slum. But when the dome falls, she will face her greatest challenge. And this is freaking awesome. Kingdom Come Batman.
That is sweet.
That was what sold me on it. Kingdom Come Batman.
Exactly. I love these meshes of all this. It's almost like a Elseworlds kind of thing. Where all these worlds are converging. Well, obviously, Convergence.
I love it. I love it. And now we're in Green Arrow. Still 0 Hour. Rags Morales artwork. Don't miss the first meeting between Oliver and his son Connor. Yeah. Father and son may be united, but it's their world. Oh, is their world about to end?
Right.
Oh man, good stuff. And then we have Green Lantern Parallax. Do you have anything to say about Green Arrow?
No, you pretty much said it.
Okay. Then we got Green Lantern Parallax #1, 0 Hour. A powerless Kyle Rayner visits a Metropolis prison to see a devastated Hal Jordan who believes he has murdered the Green Lantern Corps. But if the dome falls and powers are restored, will Parallax return to defend the city or destroy it?
I really think this is interesting how so many of the heroes are not powered. They've lost their powers.
Yeah.
Because this whole dome thing. I love Kyle Rayner. He is my Green Lantern. But this was I don't know. Parallax / Hal Jordan time. I don't know. It could be interesting. It's Tony Bedard writing, which I do like his writing. So
I'm definitely looking forward to that one.
Yeah.
This one I'm looking forward to also. Justice League International from Zero Hour. Ted Kord, Martian Manhunter, Fire and Ice star as the levity of the JLI team collides with the severity of the world of Kingdom Come.
Yeah.
Yes.
Talk about a contrast. JLI and Kingdom Come. You couldn't get more opposite than that. That's pretty awesome.
I love it. And the next two books I love a lot too. Suicide Squad #1, 0 Hour. When Kingdom Come's floating fortress of New Oa threatens Metropolis, it's up to Amanda Waller to assemble a team of Metropolis' deadliest villains to stop it.
Yeah.
I see Cyborg Superman.
That should be interesting. And this one.
This one's gonna be. Oh, I'm gonna cry. It is 0 Hour though, so this is Superboy when he was young.
Yes.
And this is has Con-El earned the right to be the new Man of Steel? Con will have to prove his mettle. I love how they keep using that word. In battle against Superman from Kingdom Come. This is an awesome book already. I'm telling you, this is an awesome book. But what if the only way to save Metropolis is to lose the fight?
Ooh, Superboy purposely losing?
Yeah, not at that age, dude.
No, not at that age. He was cocky and full of himself.
Yep. And I guess we're in the Superman book because next is Supergirl Matrix #1. And this is during 0 Hour. And what do Supergirl, Lady Quark, and Ambush Bug have in common? Well, nothing really, but that doesn't stop them from appearing in this story together, so you are welcome.
This is Keith Giffen. I'm not interested. I'm sorry.
I'm getting it. Mike's reading it. No worries. Next up, however, I will be loving Superman, the Man of Steel. It's starring Steel. Superman is missing, and now we're still in 0 Hour. So now it's up to Steel to defend Metropolis from Gene 13 Kids.
Yeah.
That's cool. I can't wait.
Throwing a little Wildstorm up in there.
And now we're in a different world. This is Adventures of Superman #1, and this is starring heroes from Crisis on Infinite Earths. Superman and Supergirl attempt to free their city via the Phantom Zone. But they learn that if they succeed, a terrible fate awaits Supergirl in Crisis on Infinite Earths. So Supergirl probably is going to find out that she dies. Wow.
Yeah.
I love this book already.
Right.
Alright, next we got Batman and the Outsiders. Crisis again. After a year under the dome, the Outsiders have gone their separate ways. But when OMAC attacks, Batman must find out if they have what it takes to still be a team. Yes.
See, I have no interest in this one at all. I tried to get into him, but I could never get into the Outsiders.
Me neither. But for 2 issues, I'll try.
And I don't like OMAC either, so that's like 2 strikes already.
I'm going to try. Again, they're only 2-part issues, so I'm not really going to cry over just one small series. Flash. Trapped in Gotham City, Barry Allen has nowhere to run. He fights on seeking justice as well as a way to save the city. But he faces the Tangent Universe foe who thinks faster than even the Flash can run.
Yeah. Barry Allen from Crisis on Infinite Earths. That's sold right there. And Dan Abnett writing. I'm a fan of his. I'm just glad that Michael Allred is just doing the cover and not
Me too.
the interior.
Oh, me too. Alright, next we got Green Lantern Corps. Infinite Crisis again. Or Infinite Earths. Crisis on Infinite Earths, I should say. Say the oath. Save the world. If only being the Green Lantern Corps was that easy. Hal has resigned, John is busy, and Guy is pissed. Didn't see that coming. Together, for the first time, they'll save Gotham City or die trying.
Interesting.
I agree. Interesting. That's really all I could say for it.
Yep.
Hawkman. This is Michael's book. Hawkman and Hawkgirl put their Shadow War on hold as they face the might of acromorphic Ratmen and Batmen in deadly lands of Commandy. This has Mike's name written on it.
Exactly.
All right, Justice League of America. Crisis on Infinite Earths again. With their heavy hitters sidelined, Elongated Man must lead the much mangled Detroit Justice League against the overwhelming power of the heroes from the Tangent universe.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting stuff.
Yeah.
That's all I could say.
Right.
New Teen Titans. Titans Together. The greatest Titans team of them The greatest Titans team of them all takes on the might of the Tangent Universe's Doom Patrol.
This is interesting. This was, even though Jeff Johns is my favorite Teen Titans era, this was one of the the pinnacle Teen Titans teams. This was Marv Wolfman, George Perez era team, and seeing them take on a Doom Patrol, a version of Doom Patrol, that's pretty interesting. I gotta say.
Yes. I lost my place. I got it. All right, next we got Superboy and the Legion of Superheroes. This is Crisis on Infinite Earths. While Brainiac 5 struggles to break through the dome, Superboy tries to keep the Legion of Superhero spirits up until Atomic Knights ride into town to cause mass destruction. I can't wait. I cannot wait for that one.
Does sound pretty cool.
And that's all. Nothing. That's where you're gonna leave it at.
Yeah.
Okay. You cut off on my end. I wanted to make sure I didn't miss something.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Swamp Thing. This is before he went to Vertigo, apparently. The Dome has cut off all the heroes from their powers, but what happens when Swamp Thing is cut off from his life source in the green?
That could be an actually interesting story, I gotta say.
I can't wait to read that. And this is also in Crisis on Infinite Earths. Crisis on Infinite Earths, Wonder Woman. Diana Prince is, in the grip of a Doomsday cult when Steve Trevor leaps into the fray. But can he save Etta Candy from vampires in Red Rain? That whole synopsis just cries out, my brother's reading this book.
Again, it's written by Larry Hama, though, so I'm curious.
It still cries out, Michael.
Yeah, I agree, though.
Action Comics #1. Crisis on Infinite Earths. Superman teams up with Power Girl, but can they stop the nuclear strike by Lex Luthor and Stalin of Red Sun Moscow? And I see Red Sun Superman on the cover, so we're going to have some Red Sun action up in here.
Yep.
Blue Beetle. Hub City is on the brink of collapse and anarchy, but its heroes, Blue Beetle, Captain Atom, and the Question find inspiration and strength from the most unlikely source. Oh, I'm looking forward to this.
Are you?
I like the Beetle.
Okay, that's fair enough.
It's better than the other Beetle one.
Agreed.
So. Oh, I'm sorry. No, when I said I'm looking forward to this, I'm looking forward to the one after it. Booster Gold.
Oh, okay.
Dan Jurgens. I'm sorry. I was looking at that and I forgot we were still talking about that one. I even said Blue Beetle is. I thought you were questioning the title, and I said, well, this Blue Beetle is better than the other one. All right, no, this is the one I'm looking forward to. Booster Gold.
Yes.
Trapped with Rip Hunter and the other time travelers, Booster Gold and his future self must work together to get out of prison and off the planet.
Yeah.
Dan Jurgens. Yes.
Yep.
I'm looking forward to this.
Me too. I'm very excited about that one.
All right, next we got Crime Syndicate. This is still Crisis on Infinite Earths.
I think they all are now, by the way.
Oh, okay, so I'm just going to keep going now. The Crime Syndicate's absolute control over the city of bygone era comes crashing down while Superwoman is on death row while the rest of the team fights the 1 million universes Batman and Superman. So 1 million's going to be here.
Cool.
That's interesting.
Yeah, definitely.
Alright, next we got Detective Comics. Helena Wayne and Dick Grayson fight side by side in memory of Bruce Wayne as they decide who will become the next Batman.
Oh, nice.
That looks interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Infinity Inc. screams out Michael's name before I even read the description. The young heroes of Infinity Inc. must choose between the path set for them by their parents or the one they've set for themselves as they face post-apocalyptic Jonah Hex.
That's definitely Michael.
That has Mike's name all over it. Justice Society of America. This is a yes. Older and in full retirement under the dome, members of the Justice Society get the chance to regain their youth to stave off forces from the Quard universe. But the promise of youth comes with a deadly price.
Okay.
I like Justice Society. I might be interested. This one I might give Michael. Plastic Man and the Freedom Fighters. You have to see the story to believe it. Plastic Man and the Freedom Fighters are on the gallows in a New York City takeover by Nazis when robot superheroes attack from the future's end and enemies become allies.
Done.
Yep. So done. Michael's
You said robots from future, then nope.
We only have two left. Shazam. It's Shazam versus Steampunk as the world of Gotham by Gaslight takes on Captain Marvel's family and friends.
I'm excited about this. I love Gotham by Gaslight. It's an Elseworlds tale. And this that's interesting.
I'm excited for it too. Me too.
Yeah.
And finally, we have World's Finest Comics, which looks like it has a bunch of the originals. Read the most unusual tale, this is Mike's book, in all of Convergence. The 7 soldiers of victory regroup to defend their city against a Quard invasion, while cartoonists scribble gibbets, transcribes their adventures. Yeah, again, that's got Michael's name written all over it.
Yep. But some interesting stuff.
Very interesting. I'm really looking forward to Convergence.
Yeah.
And, of course, there's the part 2s, which is the following month. It's the same story, just a grand conclusion. We're not going to go into the month of May for Convergence. If you enjoyed part 1, you'll obviously be back for part 2. If you didn't, then you won't come back for part 2, and we'll see you in Divergence.
Yeah.
All right, now we're going to the other side of the map. We're going to Marvel Comics. Brent, Secret Wars, you know, we don't have really much knowledge of it. All we know is it's Battle World, and it's going to leave the Marvel Universe in Battle World for at least the next 12 months. So by this time next year, we'll be at the end of Battle World. We'll be ending at this moment.
We assume so. Yeah.
We hope so. So I don't know how I feel about Battle World. I don't like. See, Marvel is going opposite DC. DC's going multiverse. Marvel's going one big planet.
Yeah, and for the sake of time for this one, by the way, maybe we shouldn't read the whole description of these titles.
I'm not doing
Yeah, okay. Just overview of Secret Wars and Battle World. Like you said, we're not clear on a lot of things. I mean, obviously, if we did read through all these, we'd probably get little pieces here and there. But they're kind of purposely being very vague on what brings this whole change about. Well, obviously it's stemming out of the Avengers and New Avengers title, where all these worlds are all these multiverse worlds are colliding, and so everything is converging basically. No pun intended, on this one planet. So everything's being kind of mashed together, but it's a really weird concept that every area on the map of Earth is become a new section for a storyline that took place at some point in Marvel history.
Yeah, especially some from brand new history. Yeah. Since we're talking about the map, I guess we'll do the map first. Battle World has 22 areas. Area 20 is split into 4 sections.
Well,
you've got
41 areas actually, right?
Oh, I'm sorry. You're right. I'm sorry. You're right. Yes, 41, but 20 is split into 4 areas.
Yes.
All right, you got Greenland, which is mostly Planet Hulk. Mm-hmm. You got Dystopia, which is Future Imperfects. Mm-hmm. Domain Apocalypse, which is obviously Age of Apocalypse. Egyptia, which is Forever Yesterday. Technopolis, which is the Armor Wars. Area 6 is still classified. Yep. You got Area 7, which is a new one that was added recently, which is Spider Island, which happened a couple of years ago. Mm-hmm. Area 8 is Regency, which is The Amazing Spider-Man One More Day.
Yeah.
Maybe they'll undo it. Area 9 is King James, which is 1602 Marvel.
Yes.
Weird World is just Weird World for Area 10, and Kunlun is Area 11, which is Iron Fist.
Yeah. Weird World is interesting just because it's like a fantasy section. I'm kind of curious about that one, but go ahead.
Okay, that sounds interesting though. You got Utopolis, which is where Squadron Supreme will be.
Mm-hmm.
You've got New Mars, which is where Killraven will be.
Mm-hmm.
Area 14 is still classified. 15, Higher Avalon, which is where Captain Britain will be. Arcania, which is Spider-Verse.
Arachnia.
I clicked off the stupid thing. That's why I didn't get to read it in time. Let me get it back. Hold on. There we go. Okay. Yes, Arachnia. Sorry. I clicked it, and I accidentally clicked off onto the map, and I lost the legend.
Ah.
Marville, which is where the Scotty Young verse is going to be.
Interesting.
Oh, joy. I am of Agmato, which is where Doctor Strange will be.
Doctor Strange gets his own area. I did not know that.
Agamato? Yeah. Area 19 is still classified, and it's pretty big. We got Area 20 now is split into 4 different areas, and it's the island of Manhattan. You've got Atlian, which is the Inhumans. You got 616, which is the Marvel Universe. You got 1610, which is the Ultimate Universe. And then underneath it all is Monster Metropolis.
Yep.
Then we got Area 21, which is the City. That's where the Korvac saga will be.
Mm-hmm.
The War Zone, well, that's Civil War. New Quack City, do I have to say Howard the Duck? The Far
You just
East,
did.
I know. Where the monsters dwell is where the Far East is for Area 24. 25, Valley of Flame is Devil Dinosaur Land.
Mm.
The Hydra Empire. Hydra. 2099 says it all. It's the 2099 universe. 28 is Holofield, which is where Captain Marvel is going to be.
Yeah, the Carol Corps.
He's going to be there.
Mm-hmm.
The Monarch of M is where the House of M will be for Area 29. Area 30 is Sentinel Territories. That's Days of Future Past. 31 is the Wasteland, which is where Old Man Logan is, and that's a big chunk of the map. Mutopia, which is where New X-Men, or E is for Extinction, will be. Westchester is where X-Men from the 90s will be. Killville is where MODOK will be. Arcadia, now Arcadia, is where A-Force will be.
The all-female Avengers. Yeah.
Yes. Bar Sinister is where X-Men Mutant Massacre will be. Limbo is Inferno for Area 31.
Mm-hmm.
37. 38 is the Deadlands, which is where Marvel Zombies will be. 39 is Perfection, where Age of Ultron is. 40 is New Xander, where Infinity Gauntlet will be. And finally, 41 is The Wall, and that is S.H.I.E.L.D.
Yeah, it's very interesting. We were talking about this on an episode of Zone 4, and we were talking about how are they going to keep these separate and everything. And I think one of our listeners said if we read the descriptions of various titles, it says that there's going to be like these big barrier walls between them, which I missed or I have not seen yet.
I didn't see that either.
Yeah, but if that is the case, okay, that makes a little bit more sense. But
Yes, they can't come through to each other's world.
At the same time, unless it's over the top of it too, if it's like little domes all over the place, then why couldn't they just fly out?
Exactly.
Anyway.
How are we going to get the Marvel Zombies versus the Age of Ultron? Obviously, somebody broke walls.
Yeah, exactly. It's just, this is such a weird concept because you've got the entire Marvel universe as we know it, the 616, all is located in Manhattan.
Yep.
You're taking the entire planet and putting it in Manhattan. It's interesting, but at the same time very confusing and very, I don't know, it makes my head hurt. It is weird.
I don't know. Like I said, with this event, I'm going to be reading a lot. Unlike Convergence, where everything I'm getting physically, Secret Wars is the opposite. I'm going to be getting a lot of stuff digitally for Secret Wars. There are also lots of cancellations going on, at least until after Secret Wars. And it's 33 titles, but Marvel has said keep in mind that some of these will return in some form or another once Secret Wars is wrapped up. So we might get the same title or a little change up, but they might return.
Yeah, and don't forget that all these characters that are in these titles, well, maybe not all, but most, are going to be appearing in these other books that are going on throughout Secret War.
Right, and some of these titles obviously will be canceled and gone forever too, but we don't know which ones yet. So the titles are as follows.
Do you want to read them, or you want me to read them?
Oh, please. Oh,
Okay.
God, thank
I
you.
figured you might need a break.
I really do, and I'm dying.
Yeah, okay, so these are the titles that are canceled. All New Captain America, which doesn't have that many issues in it, by the way.
Yeah.
A lot of these don't. Actually, All New Ghost Rider, All New X-Men.
That's upsetting.
Yeah. Amazing Spider-Man.
Pisses me off.
Yeah, I'm sure that has to come back. Amazing X-Men, which probably won't. Angela Asgard's Assassin.
Doesn't have to.
Right. Avengers obviously will.
Yeah.
Avengers World
Doesn't
probably
have
not. Yeah. Captain Marvel.
Might.
Cyclops probably done.
Please.
Deadpool definitely coming back.
Yeah.
Elektra. Iffy. Fantastic Four done for a while. Is my guess. Yeah.
Yeah.
Probably a year. Or long, well, obviously a year, but maybe longer. Guardians 3000, which is probably done. Yeah, Guardians of the Galaxy, kind of on. It'll come back just because of the movie.
Yeah.
Hulk.
We'll be back.
Yeah. Inhuman will probably come back in a different form. That we already have Uncanny Inhumans starting up. So, Iron Fist, the Living Weapon,
Done.
Legendary Star-Lord probably done. Miles Morales Ultimate Spider-Man will
come back.
Well, I don't know. The Ultimate Universe is done, so it might come back in a different format.
Right.
New Avengers, probably at some point.
Mm-hmm.
Nightcrawler done.
Done.
Nova coming back.
Yeah.
And this is just our opinions, by the way.
Oh, yeah.
Rocket Raccoon probably done.
Yep.
Secret Avengers.
Done.
Yeah, this is what, the third series of that they've done?
Yeah.
Yeah, Spider-Man and the X-Men.
Done.
Spider-Man 2099.
Hopefully coming back.
Right. Storm.
Done.
Superior Iron Man probably coming back in some.
Has to. Yeah.
Just maybe as Iron Man. Thor obviously coming back. Uncanny X-Men.
Be back.
Yeah. Wolverine's
done.
Thank you. And X-Men definitely coming back.
Yeah. So.
But that's almost every major title, probably is every major title, canceled for at least the next 8 months to a year.
4 months, because it's 2 issues a month.
Oh, well, true. But I still think I'm pretty sure they said it was going to last a year, so I don't know. We'll see what happens. Obviously, we've only seen solicitations going through June, and this doesn't start till May, so we still have a long road to go.
Right. So in May, while the final parts of Conversion are going on, Secret Wars begins. We have Secret Wars 1 and 2. We talked about the event. I'm not going to go anywhere further. We have Last Days of Captain America and the Mighty Avengers, Loki, Agent of Asgard, Magneto, Inhumans, Atlian Rising. Oh, I'm sorry. Let's start with Magneto. This is the Last Days of. Any of these books interest you, Brant?
Magneto I've been kind of iffy on. I've been going back and forth with it. Sometimes it's good. Huh?
Michael, too.
Yeah, sometimes it's good, sometimes not so much. Beyond that, not really.
Same here. Nothing for this. Next, we got Battle World titles. We got Inhumans, Atlian Rising, #1. We have Ultimate N, #1. Masters of Kung Fu, #1. We have the main Battle World issue #1. It's going to be 1 issue a month for the 4 months of Secret War. And then, as a companion to Secret Wars, we have Secret Wars Journal.
Yeah.
And then, of course, we have Deadpool's Secret War #1.
Right.
So,
for these, for me, Inhumans Atlian Rising, definitely. I do enjoy the Inhuman series, and it's the same writer.
Ultimate End. I'm going to be getting that.
Yeah, both of us. We both love Miles Morales and that whole world. So, Master of Kung Fu,
no.
And Secret Wars Journal, no. But the main Battle World series, maybe. The first issue, see what it's like. I'm kind of worried because always with these companion series are not usually good. So.
Exactly, and Deadpool. A lot of this I'm getting digitally, to be honest.
Deadpool miniseries, they always fall short for me, so I avoid them.
Same here. All right, next we got some Secret Wars tie-ins. We got Inferno #1, Infinity Gauntlet #1, Old Man Logan #1, Secret Wars 2099 #1, Where Monsters Dwell #1, A-Force #1, Planet Hulk #1, Spider-Verse #1, MODOK Assassin #1, and the Inhuman Annual connects to Atlan Rising, I believe.
Probably, yeah.
But out of all of these, Spider-Verse, I hate that it's $5. That might be a reason why I get it digitally. Same thing with Planet Hulk.
I think all the... Well, no, I take that back. Not all of them are.
Yeah. $20.99 looks interesting. And Old Man Logan, again, $5 digital. I'm not paying $5 for any of these Marvel tie-ins because it's crazy.
For me, Inferno actually looks interesting to me.
That does, yes.
Jerry Duggan, who writes Deadpool and Nova and something else, I can't place what it was. He's doing Infinity Gauntlet.
Mm-hmm.
I like his writing. I think he's really good. So I'm kind of curious about that one. Excuse me. A-Force, I'm kind of curious about as well, just because of the concept of it. Planet Hulk, definitely. I love the original Planet Hulk.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the Inhuman Annual, because I like Inhuman stuff. So those are the main ones. Yeah.
I'm just checking to make sure nothing else is connected at this time. I think everything else is not connected yet. The first month, a lot of the books are still going on as usual, plus Secret Wars. Things are going to get shaken up later on as the months come on. I believe starting June, a lot of the books are ending, and most of Marvel will become Secret War.
Yeah, we actually mentioned this on Zone 4 as well. Marvel did one good thing. They talked to all their writers, and the ones that wanted to just jump right in at the beginning of Secret Wars, they let, and the other ones that wanted to kind of let their stories end naturally, like they had planned them originally, they let them do that. So that's why you see some other titles not quite jumping onto the Secret Wars bandwagon yet. But right. I think, like you said, all of them eventually are just going to fold into it. They have to.
Yeah, because a lot of them are ending.
Right.
Uncanny X-Men 600, which is a $6 book, which is ridiculous, is the end of Uncanny X-Men. I think that's ridiculous that they went all the way back to the original numbering.
Oh.
Which doesn't make sense because underneath that they have Uncanny X-Men 35.
Yeah.
So it's 35 then 600?
Or maybe 34 is. Or maybe 36 is. I don't know.
Again,
I'm so confused.
Stupid. Very stupid. But, yeah, all in all, we'll see how Secret Wars goes. Like I said, with Secret Wars, there's just too much, and I'm not paying. And $5, at least with Convergence, they're all $3. $3.99. But, no, when it comes to Secret Wars, I'm going to be digitally reading a lot more than physical, because there's no way I'll be able to afford that. Convergence, and then when Convergence is over, we're going to have Divergence. No. Sorry, Marvel. You're going to be getting lots of digital reviews from me.
Yeah. But at the same time, just like with Convergence, I am curious about it. It's intrigued me. It's made me think. And again, it's something we don't know what the outcome is. We don't know what's coming. And that, as a fan, not thinking about all this other stuff, as a fan, it excites me that with both of these companies right now, I don't know what's coming.
Right.
It's not predictable. It's not, formulaic. It's not the same old thing. It's something different, and I do have to step back and kind of appreciate that for what it is.
Definitely. All right, guys, so these are your two main events that are going to be going on. One for 2 months, for the next 2 months, and one for the next year. So we'll see where we'll be. Maybe at the end of Divergence, Brant and I or something will happen where I'll get another It's a Podcast out. Or maybe actually we'll wait for the next 4 months and see how Secret Wars rolls out. And we'll do a halfway point for Secret Wars. And then a conclusion for Secret Wars later on. But we hope you guys enjoyed It's a Podcast. As always, It's a Podcast is not only just part of my channel, but is also part of the Zone 4 Podcast Network. And Zone 4 can also be seen or heard on comicrelated.com and comicfrontline.com.
Yep.
So check both sites out. Check out Zone 4 Podcast. This Friday we have major announcements on Zone 4 and on my live show, Dark Avenger Live 45. Check those out. Hopefully I'll see you guys live at 9:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Also, like I said, I'm going to be covering Convergence as a series. I feel like I'm forgetting something. Trying to talk. Oh, the indie review. We started to record it. Camera screwed up. Unfortunately, we're going to have to wait till Wednesday to shoot both the indie and the big two countdown because tomorrow night is the live, or tonight, because this will be up by Tuesday morning. Tonight is the live show for Frontline, and after the live show, we are dead. So we will be doing both the indie and countdown on Wednesday, and hopefully reviews after that will be back on time. Brent, do you have anything you'd like to promote before we close out?
Just the next episode of Zone 4, which you kind of alluded to anyway. Episode 305 this Friday. Big 6-year anniversary episode. Big announcement from Chris, John, and myself. We'll all be somehow present on the show. If not together, we'll definitely, all our voices will be heard. But we do have that big announcement coming. And yeah, it's just going to be a regular show. We'll probably talk a little bit about the history of Zone 4, but then just go into a regular show talking topics and everything, and then go into the announcements. But looking forward to that. Beyond that, not a whole lot right now. So just really excited about this news coming up.
Same here. All right, guys. So, again, hope you enjoyed it. It's a podcast. Feel free to leave your comments below about anything we talked about here. And until next time, everybody, take care. Have a pleasant tomorrow. And we'll see you guys soon on the next episode of It's a Podcast. And just in case you guys didn't know, it's a wrap.